It's very easy to recognize Sebastian Stan in his movies, though some folks might still not know who he is depending on what they enjoy watching. It's pretty clear though that his stock has been rising for a while, ever since he started showing up in the MCU. It likely started to rise before that, since he's been serious about acting for a while, but the MCU has kind of kickstarted his fame, as taking on the character of Bucky has really opened up new doors for him. Whether he's going to continue on with the MCU is still in question after the next Avengers movie, but it feels safe to say that no matter where he lands, things are going to be looking up. He's played a wide variety of roles in his life so far, and it's obvious that he's able to act accordingly with each role without too much overlap. Here are 5 of his best movies. Number 5. Tonya. A lot of people thought this movie was brilliant, while some thought it was downright shameful, to be honest. Tonya Harding has been one of the biggest running jokes in pro sports for a long time, thanks to the attack on Nancy Kerrigan and the events that happened after. There's no doubt that Tonya and Jeff would continue to tell the same stories as they've told in the past concerning what happened, but people haven't bought it for a long time, and the movie wasn't bound to change anything. To be honest, some folks thought it was more drama than was needed, while some thought of it as a grand tale that was based on historical fact. Number 4. Hot Tub Time Machine. In almost every 80s movie there's that one aggressive jerk that does mean well but takes things to extremes. When 4 friends decide to take a trip to a mountain getaway and somehow end up traveling back in time to the 80s, they encounter this one individual that's simply over the top and ready to prove what a man he really is. The only issue is that since it's the 80s and Red Dawn was such a big hit with a lot of people, he ends up taking his cues from the movie and thinks that the 4 friends are Russian spies that are intent on taking down America. Yes, the thought processes of some folks was much different a few decades ago. Number 3. I'm Not Here. While this film hasn't come out yet, it looks like something that might be enticing, since it features Sebastian as the younger version of the main character and shows the troubles he goes through in his earlier days as he seems to adjust to family life. It appears, however, that he begins to fail miserably and eventually ends up alone for reasons that aren't yet known. The movie looks like it will be one that is both kind of depressing and told in a manner that will feature a great number of flashbacks as well. This could be something interesting when it finally comes out, since it does feature a few very great actors. Number 2. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The inclusion of the Winter Soldier into the MCU wasn't something that a lot of people were waiting on, but was still something great, since the Winter Soldier was one of the few individuals that could match Captain America for speed, strength, and endurance. In fact, he took Cap to the limit throughout this movie and showed that despite their former bond, he'd been conditioned into an outright killing machine that didn't hesitate to get the job done. Anyone that can manhandle Black Widow and then Captain America and be standing by the end is someone in the MCU that you don't want to mess with unless you have an equal or greater amount of power. Number 1. Avengers Infinity War. Yes, this is showcasing the same character in 2 movies, but given how this one went down, it seemed warranted. After losing his arm in Civil War and being admitted into Wakanda as a patient until he could be rehabilitated, Bucky found a place that he could finally rest and call his own. But of course that wasn't bound to last, since the world came under attack by something that few people understood and everyone knew had to be fought against. This scene with him and Rocket was unique and great at the same time, since Bucky obviously isn't that fond of Rocket, but he can at least recognize his usefulness. The sad part of this movie of course comes when Bucky, like so many others, fades into ash after the dreaded snap. Sebastian has definitely come a long way from acting on stage in school, and his career is only getting better as time goes on.